Located in the old city of East Jerusalem lies Al-Aqsa Mosque, a World Heritage Site defined by some of the most magnificent architecture in history, with a number of graceful domes adorning its courtyards. It is significant to all three Abrahamic religions, and for Muslims, this site is the third holiest after Mecca and Medina, attracting thousands of pilgrims from Palestine and across the globe. But this site is one of the world's most contested territories, and today, this site frequently sees Israeli raids and attacks on Palestinian worshippers. So why does this site hold such religious and cultural significance to Muslims? And how, over the years, has it become a symbol of their resistance? This is the history of Al-Aqsa Mosque. Spanning 144,000 square meters and more than 5 million people can perform prayers in it. Al-Aqsa Mosque is made up of several landmarks, including Jerusalem's most recognizable structure, the gold-plated Dome of the Rock. It is known by various names, such as Bait al-Muqaddas, Qibla Mosque, Marwani Mosque, Buraq Wall, and Haram Sharif. The initial structure of the mosque and its round wooden dome was built by the Umayyad Caliph Abdul Malik in late 7th century. According to Islamic belief, the rock above where the dome is constructed is the spot from where the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ ascended to heaven, which is known to Muslims as the miraculous night journey. The Quran says in Surah Al-Isra, "Glory be to the one who took his servant Muhammad by night from the sacred mosque to farthest mosque, whose surroundings we have blessed, so that we may show him some of our signs. Indeed, he alone is all-hearing, all-seeing." This mosque is one of the oldest surviving in this world. Narrated in Hadith, Abu Zar said that he asked Allah's Messenger which mosque was set up first in the earth, and was told that it was the sacred mosque. He asked which came next, and was told that it was the Aqsa Mosque. He asked how long a space of time separated their building, and the Prophet told him it was 40 years, adding, "Then the earth is a mosque for you, so pray wherever you are at the time of the prayer." According to a commendable tradition, Prophet Adam was the first to build the Aqsa Mosque after the 40 years of the construction of the Kaaba. The descendants of Prophet Nuh continued to inhabit this mosque until the time of the flood. Like other parts of the world, this mosque also became extinct. Then, approximately 3,000 years ago, the Canaanites settled in this holy city and named it Palestine. They inhabited this place for many thousand years until the arrival of Prophet Ibrahim. Even before the arrival of Prophet Ibrahim, his descendants also contributed to the construction of the Aqsa Mosque. Prophet Ibrahim, along with his son Ismail, rebuilt the Kaaba, and together with his other son, Prophet Ishaq, they built the Aqsa Mosque. Their descendants, Muslims who were later called Jews, went on to inhabit this mosque. Later, the son of Prophet Ishaq, called Yaqub, who was also a prophet, took control of this mosque. Among his 12 or 13 sons, one was named Yusuf, who not only received prophethood from Allah, but was also granted authority in Egypt. Prophet Yusuf became the ruler of Egypt and was renowned for his wisdom, respect, and dignity. After a few years, another prophet of Allah, Prophet Musa, was sent to Egypt to save the children of the Prophet Yaqub from Pharaoh and to guide the Bani Israel on the right path. Following Prophet Musa's escape from Egypt, the Bani Israel settled in Palestine again. Then came the era of Prophet Dawood, who initiated the reconstruction of the Aqsa Mosque. However, he could not complete it in his lifetime. His son, Prophet Suleiman, who was also a prophet of Allah, continued the construction and completed it. After the reign of Prophet Suleiman, the Babylonian king Bakht Nasr of Iraq attacked Jerusalem in 587 BC. He destroyed the Masjid al-Aqsa and enslaved all the people. He also burned many religious sculptures of the Jews. But after some time, the kingdom of Babylon also faced destruction, and the Persian king Cyrus conquered Jerusalem, allowing all Jews to return. Then Prophet Isa's mother, Maryam, came to this city, and Prophet Isa was born here. Eventually, Prophet Isa was crucified by the Jews, and around 70 years after his accession, the Romans attacked the Aqsa Mosque, caused so much devastation that only 4 walls of the Masjid al-Aqsa were left standing. After this, the Jews also spent very harsh days for many centuries. Things remained like this till the Miraj came to the fore. Earlier, Muslims used to turn towards this mosque for their worship, but later, by the order of Allah, their Qibla was made to the Kaaba, but the respect of the Al-Aqsa Mosque and its position and status did not diminish even a bit in the hearts of the Muslims. 6 years after the departure of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, when the army of Muslims, capturing many areas, went close to the city of Jerusalem, a message was sent for the reconciliation by the emperors, and a condition was kept that if the Caliph of the Muslims himself would come, only then the reconciliation will be able to be finalized. Hence, the Caliph of that time, Hazrat Umar Farooq, taking care of the fate of the city, himself came, and after meeting with the Christians who were the rulers of Baitul Muqaddas, gave them that Aman-Nama and established peace inside the city in that way. After the agreement was done, Hazrat Umar entered Baitul Muqaddas and offered 2 rakat prayer, and then he ordered to build a mosque at that place, which before that had become a mere heap of dust and mud. Hence, Abdul Malik bin Marwan started the work of rebuilding the mosque on the orders of the Caliph. He built another more luxurious building, which was named Qubbat al-Sakhra, which is the golden domed building at present. In the year 1099, the Christians attacked and captured the mosque. They killed the Muslims and drove them away. After which, Nuruddin Zangi, the ruler of Syria, started a campaign to take back the Al-Aqsa, but he could not do it in his lifetime. Hence, when Sultan Salahuddin Ayyubi, his successor, became the emperor, he defeated the Christians in the year 1187 and made the city of Jerusalem a city for Muslims. Everything remained fine till the year 1918. The English government snatched the city of Jerusalem from Muslims and took it under their control. The Jews started coming and settling there because they had to face oppression and persecution in the rest of the world. Within a few years, a large number of Jews started coming there, and then in the year 1948, the Jews established their own separate country, Israel, in that holy land. Since then, conflicts over the sacred land have continued. Christians, Jews, and Muslims claiming it their ownership. Despite having an incredible history, the building of Al-Aqsa Mosque is really very monumental. The front of the Aqsa Mosque consists of 14 stone arches, most of which are of the Roman style. The dome of Masjid al-Aqsa is located near the southern end of the main prayer hall. The dome was reconstructed in concrete and covered with anodized aluminium. The porch of Al-Aqsa is located at the top of the facade. In total, 7 entrances lead into the main prayer hall from this porch. Interior of the main prayer hall, with mimbar and mihrab in the far background looking towards the Qibla wall. The mosque's interior is supported by 45 columns. Unlike the Dome of the Rock, the style of the Al-Aqsa is representative of the early Islamic architecture. The building's dimensions are 80 meters in length to the south and 55 meters in width to the west. The stone columns are historic and ancient, while the marble ones were added to the mosque when it was renovated in early 20th century. The Al-Aqsa Mosque has 4 minarets, 3 along the western wall and 1 near the northeastern corner, These minarets were added over a span of a century by various sultans and emirs and are used for the purpose of raising call for prayer 5 times a day. In a nutshell, the Al-Aqsa Mosque is a remarkable symbol of history and architectural skill. Located in the holy city of Jerusalem, it holds deep spiritual meaning for millions and it reflects the blend of different cultures and times. This sacred site, with its beautiful art and rich heritage, continues to inspire and remind us of the close ties between faith, history, and human creativity. As we think about Al-Aqsa's long history, we see how important it is to protect such places, which connect us to our shared human past and our great Islamic history.